How would you feel walking out of The Price is Right with not just one, but two cars? That was the drawing point of the game It's Optional. Though popular at the time, it is yet another game of 1978 that is no longer played today. Let's let this brutal year continue. Here we go with 5 fun facts about It's Optional. Number 5. It premiered the same day as Shower Game. As I mentioned in the Shower Game review, there are 2 new games that premiered on September 4th, 1978. The very short-lived Shower Game was one new game, while It's Optional was the other. Although neither is still played today, Shower Game was by far the much less successful game, having been retired almost as quickly as it debuted, whereas It's Optional lasted until 1983 and maintained popularity throughout its entire run. Number 4. It was the first game to give away multiple cars. Very few games have offered multiple cars, and It's Optional was the very first one to do so. Easily, it is the one thing that people remember most about this game 40 plus years later. Of course, Triple Play would feature 3 cars as prizes, but we won't get to that one for a little while as that game didn't premiere until the year 2000. Number 3. A slight rule change. In the first playing of It's Optional, there was one slight change that could have potentially made the game extremely difficult to win. The player picked up all of their options up front, as opposed to one at a time, giving them no real baseline for what to select. There was also no limit as to how many options could be selected, as opposed to later limitations placed. Although the game was won, were these changes really necessary? Well, that leads me to... Number 2. It had a 60% winning percentage. More people won their 2 cars than lost on It's Optional, but not by much. 27 out of 45 playings resulted in wins. This seems like a decent number to me, but win percentage satisfaction is something that is extremely subjective with viewers. Do you think that number is too low? Do you think 60% is a little too easy for a game with such high stakes? Let me know in the comments because I am curious what many of today's viewers have to say about that. And the number 1 fun fact about It's Optional, it was retired due to contestants not knowing the price of car options. This is another element I'm curious what people thought of. According to my research, the game was likely retired for this reason. Yet the game still had plenty of winners, and it seemed well liked into its retirement year of 1983. It could also be argued that the game bore a great similarity to Cliffhangers, but that still doesn't explain its sudden retirement after 5 years of giving away 2 cars. Either way, It's Optional seems to be a very missed game, and though it's likely it will never come back, that's the nice thing about videos like this one. We can remember them all together as fans.